Okay, I'm back looking at pro wrestling magazines. This is a November 1990 issue with Sting on the cover as he wins the first NWA World title. Being that Sting just retired, I figure let's look at a magazine with him on the cover. So this is Sting on the cover, and it says, after winning the NWA title, and it says, if this is a dream, don't wake me. Okay, the table of contents. This is with Sting and Gordon Solie after this during the celebration, and they're pouring all the champagne on him after just beating Ric Flair for the NWA World title. The interview section between the falls. Where they read the letters. My bad, when they read the letters. Ringside with Bill Apter, where they have all the latest up-to-date news. And this is talking about Tessa. This is talking about Tony Adams and Jeannie Clark being involved with Steve Austin and Chris Adams, and Tessa being involved with John Tatum and Bill Dundee. From the desk of Stu Stacks. Just talking about Sting and him preparing for his match against Ric Flair. Some old wrestling magazines. I luckily have all of these now. The win or lose or draw column. And this is talking about Demolition having 3 people defend the tag team titles. And it's funny because they go back and we talk about the Kolovs and Crusher Khrushchev defending the NWA tag team titles. And it's like Crusher, which I didn't know at the time, but that Crusher Khrushchev and Smash from Demolition are the same person. So Smash got to do that on 2 different occasions, being part of a three-man group to hold tag team titles. And the Focus talking about the Road Warriors coming to the WWE. And they also talk about Jerry Lawler going out talking to kids about doing drugs. Should have been talking to his locker room, the people in his locker room, instead of kids on the street. And it says, the Ric Flair era is over. And like I said, this is 1990. And just think everything that he accomplished after 1990. He was not over, and the Ric Flair era was definitely not over in 1990. Okay, the Steel Cage, and it's talk about the rumors of Kerry Von Erich going to the WWF, which he did eventually go to. Off the Top Rope with Eddie Elner. This was probably one of my favorite columns. He roasted a lot of these people. And the ratings, the top 10 ratings for Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the top 10, the number 1 was The Ultimate Warrior. Number 2 was Sting. Number 3, the U.S. champ Lex Luger. Number 4 was the Intercontinental Champion Mr. Perfect. Number 5 was Ric Flair. Number 6 was Rick Rude. Number 7 was Kerry Von Erich, who was the USWA Texas Champion at the time. Number 8 is Larry Zbyszko, the AWA World Champion. Number 9 is the TV champ Arn Anderson. And number 10 is the Pacific Northwest Champion Scotty the Body, aka Raven, or Johnny Polo, or Scotty Flamingo. The top 10 tag teams, the number 1 is the NWA World Tag Team Champions Doom. Number 2 is the Rock and Roll Express. Number 3, the WWF Tag Team Champions Demolition, Smash, Crush, and Axe. Number 4 is the U.S. Champions, the Midnight Express. Number 5, the Steiners. Number 6, the Hart Foundation. Number 7, the Rockers. Number 8, the Southern Boys. Number 9, the AWA World Tag Team Champions, the Destruction Crew. And number 10, Joey Maggs and Rex King, the USWA Tag Team Champions. In the top 10 in the NWA, Sting's the World Champion. Number 1 is the US Champ Lex Luger. Number 2 is Ric Flair. Number 3 is Mean Mark Callis. Number 4 is Arn Anderson. Number 5 is the Junkyard Dog. Number 6 is Paul Orndorff. Number 7 is Mike Rotundo. Number 8 is Stan Hansen. Number 9 is Barry Windham. Number 10 is Tommy Rich. As for the WWE, the World Champion, the Ultimate Warrior. Number 1 contender, the Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Perfect. Number 2, Rick Rude. Number 3, Earthquake. Number 4, Tugboat. Number 5, Dino Bravo. Number 6, Big Boss Man. Number 7, Jake the Snake. Number 8, Rick Martel. Number 9, Bad News Brown. And number 10, Ted DiBiase. Top 10 in the AWA. The World Champion is Larry Zbyszko. Number 1 contender is the Trooper, who I think became the Patriot. Number 2 is Sergeant Slaughter. Number 3 is Tommy Jammer. Number 4 is Baron Von Raschke. Number 5 is Scott Norton. Number 6 is DJ Peterson. Number 7 is Colonel De Beers. Number 8 is John Nord. Number 9 is Buck Zumoff. Yeah. And number 10 is Johnny Stewart. I remember him. He had some potential. Okay, the top 10 in the USWA. The World Champion is the Snowman, which I still have never seen. Number 1 is Kerry Von Erich. Number 2 is Jerry Lawler. Number 3 is John Tatum. Number 4 is Bill Dundee. Number 5 is Steve Austin. Number 6, Chris Adams. Number 7, Jeff Jarrett. Number 8, Gary Young. Number 9, Kevin Von Erich. And number 10 is Skip Young. And now for the Pacific Northwest, of course, the World Champion is Scotty the Body. Number 1 contender is the Grappler. Number 2, Billy Jack Haynes. Number 3, Larry Oliver. Number 4, Steve Dahl. Number 5, Al Madrill. Number 6, Ricky Santana. Number 7, The Equalizer. Number 8, Rip Oliver. Number 9, Scott Norton. And number 10, Beetlejuice Art Barr. And now this ICW. World Champion is Tony Atlas. The number 1 contender is Sheik Al-Fayed. Number 2 is the Roadblock. Number 3 is Tasmanian Devil, which I take it is Taz. Number 4 is Eric Shibra, I don't know. Number 5 is Vic Steamboat. Number 6 is Ray Odyssey. Number 7 is Joseph Vardy. Number 8 is Hoss. Number 9 is Mike Kahula. Number 10 is Luis Rivera. Like, I don't know none of these people pretty much. I never got to see this promotion. Okay, the most popular. Number 1 is Hulk Hogan. Number 2 is Sting. Number 3 is the Ultimate Warrior. Number 4 is Lex Luger. Number 5 is Tugboat. Number 6 is Dusty Rhodes. Number 7, Jake the Snake. Number 8, Kerry Von Erich. Number 9, Jerry Lawler. Number 10, Paul Orndorff. The top 10 most hated. Number 1 is Earthquake. Number 2 is Ric Flair. Number 3 is Kurt Hennig. Number 4 is Rick Rude. Number 5 is Arn Anderson. Number 6 is Barry Windham. Number 7 is Billy Jack Haynes. Number 8 is Larry Zbyszko. Number 9 is Dino Bravo. And number 10 is John Tatum. And of course, this is just analyzing the ratings and stuff. The title, Wrestling Trends Toward Muscle and Power. It hasn't affected the sport like you think. And this picture, Bloody Terry Funk and Abdullah the Butcher. And on this side, it's Lex Luger, Press Slam, and Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan and Harley Race. Dino Bravo and Ultimate Warrior. And Freddie Blassie and John Tolos. says Rick Rude. This next article, Rude is wrestling the Ultimate Warrior all wrong. And an article that says that Rick Rude is trying to go power for power with the Warrior instead of using his scientific technique, which is probably true. And he did not beat the Ultimate Warrior for the world title. And then an interview with Ric Flair. I know how they talk about these interviews were all fake, but the writers at Pro Wrestling Illustrated did a really good job of making the stuff seem real. I know I believed it. I know I believed everything. Sounded like Ric Flair to me. Okay, Sting wins the world title, NWA world title. Highlights of him beating Ric Flair. Yep, just think El Gigante had a part in Ric Flair and Sting winning the world title. El Gigante. If you think you've seen it all, check out this Funk Hansen brawl. They fought on some type of island. Well, not some type of island, but someplace in New Jersey on the outside. One of those, I guess, death match island matches that Antonio Inoki did or something. Then, of course, the previews of the next issues of the Inside Wrestling and the Wrestler. The media review, which back in the day when I first saw it, I hated it. I thought it was boring. I skipped every issue. Every time they had it, I skipped reading it. But now I look back, it's some pretty interesting stuff to, realizing what they covered back then. Because back then I didn't care nothing about ratings and none of that stuff. But now it's good to look back and see what they did. Rest of the letters. Rest of the stuff from Ringside. Now, I like this cartoon artist. Yeah, that they had in there. I don't know why they should have kept him. He was really I thought these cartoons were real funny. Yeah, I wish they still had these binders or cases for the wrestling magazines. That'd be nice. They should start reselling that. Okay, some more interviews from Off the Top Rope. More letters from Off the Top Rope, I should say. Back issues of Pro Wrestling Illustrated for only $3. Wish I would have jumped on that back then. The arena reports, to talk about all the matches that all the cards that happened. Fans wrote in and described them. Thought that was a cool idea. Wrestling Inquirer, all the latest late breaking news. I guess this was, and to some degree, sometimes like they had the realest stuff on here, like the non-kayfabe stuff. Brutus Beefcake seriously injured in a parasailing accident. Eddie Gilbert returns to Memphis. Luger thrill for Sting. And the career, this is when they had the pinups in the back of the magazines. I was not a fan of that. But this is the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. Okay, I hated that they had that in the back of the magazines because people that wanted to use it would rip off the back of the magazine for the posters. Stupid idea. But anyway, that was a review of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Sting winning the World Championship. Please, if you like, please comment below, follow me. I'm still working on this, so I'll probably just doing like this for a while. So have some patience, and thank you. And like I said, like and subscribe. Thank you.